Guys, everyone who's watching this right now has seen this K in multiple places. And if you don't know who it is or what it's all about, we're gonna find out right now. Caffeine and Kilos sponsored athlete Jackie Perez and my beautiful co-host. And we are here with the Caffeine and Kilos team. We got Dean, Charlie, and Danny here. They're gonna tell us a little bit of something about Caffeine and Kilos and their presence in the CrossFit world. How'd this all start, gentlemen? How'd the three of you guys get together?
I think most of it was just like a friendship. So we all independently had friendships with each other.
Okay.
We had this kind of idea one day about putting something together as a design on a shirt, and me and Dean were talking about like this would be kind of cool to do this and that and doing different things. And I had called Danny previously, and we were working on putting together some form of a weightlifting meet, doing something really, really big. And basically what happened is that all these ideas kind of converged into one thing.
Okay.
And we realized that with all three of us working together, with all the facets that we have strengths in, that's really what Caffeine and Kilos is. And it all came together. We used a competition to kind of like kick off the whole thing. And it launched our brand and propelled it into a position where we were respected right away. We have like semi-cool athletes like Jackie that kind of weigh us down sometimes. Yeah. But you know, with everyone else we have, it elevates the brand. She's just there because she's our friend.
So now you guys, it started out right, you guys were doing coffee first?
Well, it all kind of started with Charlie called and he was talking to Dean and stuff and had this idea for a competition, wanted a way to give back to athletes. The truth is, like in America and really around the world, but especially in America, weightlifters and when you get into CrossFitters and powerlifters, it's not really a revenue stream, no way to make money. Guys just train and bang their head against the wall and there's no real payoff. Yeah. So the idea was, how do we host a meet that's big enough we can give out cash prizes as a way to support athletes.
That's awesome.
And so we hosted the Caffeine and Kilos Invitational, and kind of through building that out, we fell into to a company, really. So we had enough teams in and that type of stuff, so we give away cash prizes and thought, well, I guess we should sell shirts, at the event. And so we're doing that, and then we started talking about how the coffee and that whole thing comes together. And so we got, hooked up with the roaster and have our own coffee that's blended and roasted. And it all basically happened because of that competition and our desire to kind of find a way to pay athletes.
So when was the first competition? When did you guys have the first one?
It was in September of 2013.
September
correct?
2013.
Yeah, was the first one. And we kind of talk about too with the company. It's kind of funny. I might be like a big ideas, crazy thoughts kind of guy, and think about things. And a lot of times, I'll know someone here, know someone there, and pretty good at bringing groups of people together. Yeah. Danny is really good at articulating those ideas into actuality sometimes, or helping kind of bring those together. Cool. And you can't be cool without having a cool guy. That's where Dean comes in. So it comes with design. I was like, guys, you can't wear that hat with those shoes. It doesn't work. Or we're going to make this look like that. And we're like, why are we doing that? He's like, just trust me. You don't know what you're doing. Do it like this. Then we make it and it sells out. So it's funny.
Well, Dean, I think you're being a little humble here. I think you have one of the most recognizable brands, if not the most recognizable brand within the weightlifting world, within the CrossFit world, and you're responsible for that. How did it come about?
It's a group effort still. Yeah, I do a lot of, research and stuff like that on kind of what's hot right now, what colors are kind of in season and style, but we always come together on kind of like the final product. But I think we're humbled every day. Every time we see it, you never really get used to it. Yeah. It's like, man, really, it's like that big. We're so close to it. I guess we don't see how far it really has gone. That makes sense.
It's incredible to me because when I first started CrossFit 4 or 5 years ago, and when I started to hear about the brand, and I saw like the bigger athletes wearing, I saw Jackie first introduced me to Charlie. 2 years ago now, 3 years ago, and I got really into the brand. And now it's cool to see like regular people on the street walking around New York, and they got and it's like, hey bro, what's up? Because I always wear the hat and stuff, and I'm like, man, they have really came up with something. It's unbelievable. And and people are like, where did it start from? And I'm like, I don't know. That's why.
I like to yell at him, get him fired up. Like walking down the street, I see someone wearing it like in downtown, like out of a gym or something. I just yell at him like, Caffeine and Kilos! They have no idea who I am, but it's fun. You know what I mean?
I think the best part about it too is like when you see that person wearing it, you automatically have that instant connection with them. Like kind of about them and who they are as a person right out the gates. Yeah. You see the CK hat or the CK shirt, like, oh, I know this guy's probably into like, getting right, having fun in the gym, like having a good time, loves coffee, it's just all that instant connection. All of a sudden you guys are friends, you're talking about what's going on, like
yelling at each other.
Twisting nips or something,
I think especially in the CrossFit world or in the weightlifting world, it's like when we were at the Arnold.
Yeah.
You see so many over graphic shirts and so over the top, so much over the top shit.
Yeah.
And then you guys are just a simple, clean brand. Like, how do you stay focused? How do you stay on that? Like, all right, we're not going to go over the top. We're just going to stay on that.
You know, what's funny, kind of quick on that, I'll never forget, like, you know, Rob Deerdeck is an entrepreneur, somebody I kind of look up to as a businessman that grew up in the skate scene, which where a lot of the trends evolved from for all trends as a skateboard scene.
Skate surfer brands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mostly like New York skate scene, and then it kind of trickles down to the West Coast. You know, that's kind of where all these trends kind of start, which is kind of like a lot of people don't realize, like, oh, wow, like skaters were doing that 5 years ago. Now everybody's doing it. Now the rappers are doing it. Now, like, you know, everybody is. But Rob Dyrdek once said, like, and it really stuck home with me, and like, he always said, simplicity is key. You have to have something that's quick to look at and you understand, that's not too busy, and like that statement is stuck in my head ever since I heard that, and I kind of always implement that into our stuff like that. It's the simpler the better.
Yeah, I like that.
It was funny. I kind of had a compliment for Dean as well. I was laughing because when I was out there in New York with Misha for Christmas, we came visit the gym, Solus, and we're hanging out. And we're in Soho, like where fashion is and all these different things.
Unbelievable.
And I'm walking down, and you know, he likes brands like Supreme, and I'm walking down to see Supreme, and as you're walking down, you see Caffeine Kilos products on the street. Then I walk into the gym, and everyone's rocking Caffeine Kilos, or you see it just on the streets in that area.
Yeah.
And New York's been known for leading fashion, right?
Yeah.
And our brand's there, like just walking amongst everybody. I told Dean, I'm like, I was proud, but I'm like, you'd have been so proud to see that. Like people that where fashion is key in everything, they're wearing it. So it was cool.
I mean, I take pride in the gear that I wear, and everybody, the first thing they texted me when I came out here was, yo, dude, make sure you grab me a Caffeine Kilos, like hat, shirt, something. So that's it.
Oh, yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is one thing about that, too, is we are our own market. You know, sometimes you get companies coming in trying to sell something to someone else. They think they see an opportunity, or they think they see a market that's ripe or whatever, and you know, and then they're trying to sell something else to that market. And a lot of times that doesn't come off as genuine. And that's something that we kind of do, is we are our own market. We've all done CrossFit. We've all competed in weightlifting. Charlie's done some powerlifting meets. Like the market, we all train. We all do exactly that. So we just like to make stuff that we would wear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what it really comes down to. And so, so a lot of times it's kind of like, hey, we should have a shirt that's something like this. What do you think, Dean? And he'll come up with something, and then basically it's like, all right, cool. What color? And then he picks out the colors, and that's kind of it. You know, it's stuff that we would want to wear. We're not trying to force some bullshit, you know?
Yeah, I think the birth of your guys' company came from an unbelievable place, a good, pure place. And you're in that world, whereas a lot of people see the CrossFit world or the fitness world, and they're like, I want to jump on that because there's money being made in it. Whereas like you guys were in it before it was even making money.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. A testament to this. I met Jackie. Remembers I was driving. I knew exactly where it was in town. I was driving. I talked to the guys. I'm like, guys, I think Jackie would be like a good athlete for us. What do you think? They're like, dude, call her. See what she says.
I was just about to ask. How'd she get involved?
So I called Jackie. I'm like, and everyone laughs. Any one of the athletes has ever talked to me, because that's who usually I'm in contact with. I always call, like, because I'm excited. I'm like, yo, this is what's going on. We're gonna do this, this, and this. It's gonna be awesome. What do you think about it?
I got this idea, and I want you to be a part of it. And I was like, all right, man, sounds cool. Like, you know, like I like Charlie, I trust him. He's like, I got a good group of people. Like, I think we can do something awesome. And I was like, I'm feeling the vibe. Like, this sounds awesome. I'm like, put me in. Like, that easy.
And what do you? Well, I had never asked you, like, what were your thoughts though? Because I just like kind of blew your ear off on the phone about it.
For that.
Yeah. I mean, we've been friends for a long time, but it was one of those things where, like, why was there that trust? It was just because of just us as a group, and
yeah, it just sounded like something I wanted to be a part of. You're like a brand, you know, a group of people, blah blah, and it just sounded like, it didn't sound like bullshit. It sounded like you were excited about this thing you're about to come out with, and you wanted me to be a part of it. And I was like, wow, that's exciting. Like,
she's actually our first female athlete.
Jackie.
Jackie actually is probably one of our first athletes ever with the company.
So how do you guys go about picking an athlete? Like, it's like she's got a great presence, and she was the first, like, her and Christmas are the first like female celebrities within the CrossFit world. How do you pick your other athletes? Like, what's the criteria? Because I'm sure a ton of people would love to know.
There's a lot of things that come into play, you know, and so it's kind of all over the place. Charlie does our athlete relations, so he kind of has the final yes, no, and we all talk about it, and he kind of has some ideas, and we all kind of bring someone up. What about this person? And we look at a lot of different facets. We look at, you know, are they actually involved in the community? What's people's opinion of them in the community? That type of stuff, you know. How influential are they as far as social media, but also also as far as like a good person. We don't want someone who's just out, they might say the right things, do the right things the right time, but behind the scenes be a total jerk. We're not looking for that. And then we, for a lot of them too, we look at performance, and Jack has been on multiple teams or regionals and that type of thing, and that's really important, and so that's the type of thing. We want someone who can put up, but then also is all a good person.
Yeah, I think a lot of people sometimes too, more recently, and I'll say this from being your friend from a long time, is that you are now like that celebrity type within the community. People outside of CrossFit know you and follow you, but Jackie definitely paid her dues when it came to competing at regionals, individual, team, being out in the community, going to comps, crushing it. And sometimes it's just frustrating when someone sees one facet of the athlete or where they're at currently or what they're doing. It's like, just like everything, athletes have transitions in the things they do. And I feel that she understands, assumption, is that she might reach more people for a better cause by doing what she's doing now rather than banging her head in a gym. She has more platforms to speak
upon.
upon.
So long. I would tell people like that would be my 7th regional, you guys. I'm tired. Like it's been a long time. Like at some point you gotta be like, okay, realistically, where am I and what's next? And that's kind of where I was, where it's like, do I compete or do I kind of focus on being a better me and finding what else do I love outside the gym? Because I love CrossFit, but you're in these 4 walls all day, and there's so much more fitness outside these 4 walls. But you forget because you're so stuck on competing and being like better than you were. It's like, no, forget about that. Go outside, go meet people, influence them to do things outside of the gym, because that might not be everyone's place where they want to be all freaking day.
And where have you been? You've been to Japan, you were just in Kauai. She goes all over the place and trains.
Yeah, and now you're more of an influencer than I think anything else. But I love the marriage that's going on right now. I think it started at Wadapalooza between FitAID and Caffeine people.
Absolutely.
I've met a lot of people through the fitness world. I'd say 90% of the people that I've met are really great people. And I think top notch are definitely, the guys who own FitAID and you guys. How'd that come about? How'd you guys become so close?
I'm not gonna lie, there was a little bit of hesitation at first with any relationship. Like if you see anything echoed is that we all have our specific jobs, but we all check in with each other. So like Dean, like he does, he leads the design with things we're coming out with, but we all talk about it. If it's an athlete or maybe something in business that we're talking about, like I might be a little bit on that, or I might, like I'll talk about it. If it's something that it's going to be how it's going to affect the business long term or looking into those factors, Danny's sometimes the last day there, but we all talk about it. But what happened is that we've seen through a track record of what they do, who they represent, and how they are involved in the community. And I think that after seeing that track record and having some really good conversations with them, meeting with them and picking their brains and seeing how they are willing to help us, it was but natural for us to go, okay, you know what? Like, we understand you guys now. It's weird because we're so protective of what we do. You got to imagine too, we're one of the fastest growing brands in fitness. And I'm not saying this out of arrogance, but in confidence, is that a lot of people ask us to do things. So when we do choose to do something, it's got to work out. I mean, it's got to be something that's good for it's got to be organic.
It's got to feel. It's got to feel right.
It's got to feel right. And the thing about business, we talk about it too, and this is in all aspects of life, and in business also is who can you trust and who likes to be honest. That's what it's all about, man. Like doing business the right way. Some people, cutthroat, doesn't matter, and this whole thing. But you know what? Like we believe in being nice to people and being honest and doing the right thing.
It's gonna get you
know
so
what I mean?
much further.
Yeah, and so exactly, and you know what else? I'm not gonna have any problem sleeping at night knowing that I'm being honest with people and trying to do the right thing. And so aligning ourselves to other companies that kind of have those same values is important. You can have a great company and you can have these beliefs and believe in doing the right thing and believe in treating people the right way and being honest and all that. But then you go to some company and it turns out they're just total, jerks.
Asshole,
exactly. He's got an ass hat, and he's causing problems all over the place. That reflects poorly on your company. So you want to align with other companies that kind of have that same idea, that same vision, that same belief, and just doing the right thing and just being fucking nice.
Well, I think
I tell people all the time that like how I choose my sponsor. Like, if you represent everybody, you represent nobody. So like when I look at a brand and they sponsor everybody, I'm like, I don't want to be a part of it. Like, it's not that I want to be special, selective. It's that you need to be simple. You can't just change. Like, you've got to be true to your brand always, and you've got to keep your circle small because you want quality and you don't just want quantity. You can have everybody rep your shit, but there's nobody really believes what they're repping because everybody does. And I think my favorite thing about both of these brands is they're very selective. It's not just anybody, and we vibe pretty well with anybody they bring on. It's not like they just bring on any app, or just because you're good at CrossFit doesn't mean that you're going to represent the brand well. You got to be someone that, like you said, in all aspects of life. How do you represent? Do people know you as a bitch? Do people know you as a hardworking? How do people know you? Because that's what you're putting. Like when someone wears your K that represents you, like that's you. Like wherever if I go and I'm acting all crazy, I'm wearing your K, and like, man, that crazy bitch. That's you, you know? So you really have to watch who's representing your brand, you know, for any company. And like everyone has a brand now, right? Not all of them are going to make it. And it's really about how you do it, like how you don't try to grow too fast, how you grow organically, how you pick the right people to be in that small circle. And the other thing is for these guys, I'm like, hey, I'm running a competition. I'm going to donate to my charity. Boom, what do you need? We'll send you 5 hats. I'm like, I only need 2. We'll send you anything, you know, and it's just like, man, to know that I have somebody backing me up that's like any cause, which my thing is like, how can I help more people? Knowing that I have backup to my cause, I'm like, fuck, man, it's such a good place to be in. With FitAID does the same thing. It doesn't matter what I ask for. Like, when do you need it, we'll send it. Like, as an athlete, that's what you're looking for. You're not just looking for clothes. Clothes is clothes. You can get that anywhere. Yeah. I'm not looking for any shirt with any K. I'm looking for a shirt that represents a community. It's like a symbol that brings people together as a family. Like, we're a family. We're a family through FitAID. Like, we can all party, hang out, and it's like, I know these people. It's not just like strangers. So there's a lot to be said brand-wise, because everyone's trying to make it right now. Everyone's trying to get a brand, and like, these are rules to follow. Like, you don't just, everyone's like, oh, you could just do this and that, put it together, make a brand. It's like, no, you can't. Good luck, you know? Like, good luck with that. Yeah, right? Good luck with that.
Do it. Go for it. Good luck.
Let me know how it goes.
I think there's so much, I tell people all the time, they're like, oh, why do you wear such a simple, like, I go, there's so much depth behind this. Yeah. I go, I know the guys who own this company, such good dudes. They mean well. They're, you know, their brand is strong, and they, you know, it's just, you get a certain vibe when you meet people. You know, and
well,
you guys are doing awesome stuff.
You're being super humble too. All of a sudden, a picture pops up on your Instagram. It's like Men's Health or something, and you got a snapback on. Yeah. I'm like, oh, nice.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Oh, hey, Kenny has a hat in Men's Health.
Yeah, he actually does like us.
So no, and I was actually, I'm doing a big thing for Shape Magazine in a couple months. Yeah. And it's like, I always got your gear on, so I'm sure it'll get in there.
You're welcome.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, she introduced. I got to thank Jackie actually for all my connections. FitAID, you know. So yeah, definitely good people, and you guys got a lot of big things going on. But the most important big thing is what's coming up for you in 3 months?
My whole life changes.
Whole life changes. Whole situation.
Yeah,
what's going on?
December 10th, Big Meech is having a baby, so I'm going to be a dad.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And Danny's advice, because he's a father, he said, your number one goal as a dad is not to die.
Yeah, keep it alive.
Yeah. Keep the baby alive.
Baby lives.
Keep yourself
Success.
alive.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, listen, guys, you guys have a lot of great things going on. We're going to all party, right? We got a couple parties coming up for this weekend.
Yeah.
So if you guys are out here, all right, and you're looking to party, invite only, sorry, but we'll be partying FitAID, Caffeine and Kilos,
Sunday
night party.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. Thank you guys so much for
Dude, thank you, dude.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure always chatting with you guys. Thank you for the gear. I got some new gear. You guys are going to be jealous at home.